Hey everyone, this is Kim Jacobs from The Kim Jacobs Show. Welcome to this episode. We are talking with Kearn Cherry, Level Up Butts in the Seats Queen. How are you, Kearn?
I am fine. I am so thrilled to be here, Kim.
I
Thank you
am
for
so
having me.
thrilled to have you here, Kearn Cherry. we're gonna have
Yes.
we're gonna have a great time. Listen, grab your notepads and definitely take some notes because you're gonna learn some important tips today about how to get butts in the seats. If you're trying to have a conference, trying to have a big event, what is the process? Everybody wants to know as I'm balancing this thing called life and trying to figure out how to manage life and have events and conferences. We have expert Kearn Cherry with us today. So you're going to hear a lot more from her right as we get started with today's episode. Share it with your friends, invite people, tag people, let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show is on the air. All right, everybody, let's get this party started, Kearn. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Yes, it is the Kim Jacobs Show, and I'm here today with Kearn Cherry. Let me introduce this lovely lady to you today. Kearn Cherry is called the Butts in the Seats Queen. She is the Butts in the Seats Queen. I love that. She's a speaker, coach, entrepreneur, and #1 best-selling author. She is the coach of creating your own event, especially virtual events. She is the owner of PRN Home Care for 24 years. And actually has had over 30 years in healthcare experience. She's a co-founder and director of Success Women's Conference with over 17,000 attending virtually. She is the founder of Power Up Summit and Level Up's Virtual Summit. Miss Cherry is the visionary author for her new book anthologies called Make It Happen and Trailblazers Who Lead Too. Yes, she is also the visionary behind Trailblazers Who Lead, which featured 29 different stories. She has been featured twice in Essence magazine as the comeback queen. She often says, when one door is closed, try the next one. And if it's closed, go around to the back. If not, create your own, but never give up. Wow. Okay. She's the co-owner of PRN Home Care for 24 years in the Gulf Coast area. Welcome, Kearn.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. So where do we want to begin? There's so many different angles and aspects to you. Take us back to kind of where it began for you to even become so passionate about leveling up and being able to say you can do this, butts in the seats and all of those mantras. Talk to us.
Well, I mean, going back, I've been in the healthcare field for 30 plus years, and I've kind of, throughout that time frame, I've kind of focused on not just the healthcare side, but giving back to the community. And so throughout that process, I started creating things based off a need, right? So I saw, if I was on the board or anything like that, of course I would be willing to, step up and run things from there. But in addition to that, I stepped up and ran a Caregiver Conference for 6 years. My partner and I decided, there needs to be a conference for caregivers. And we did that with an average of 600 plus people a year at that conference, with probably close to 80 or so booths and vendors, and having speakers come in and all that stuff. So it was a big production. I mean, we have a section featured at large in the magazine, and all those things were for me, it allowed me to be able to help people beyond the traditional get on the phone, do your own research, find your own stuff. So that was one event that came out of the need. Blessed Girls Rock was a conference where we had over 450 people. And my first lady, one of our members came up with the idea, and the first lady loved it. So she, that was something she wanted to do. So that being said, I was able to walk in a gift and actually help the church bring people throughout the community to be a part of that. And I mean, we had people like Vicki Winans, Vicky Yohe, even Dr. Sherwood came down and spoke one year as well. So those, for me, it's just about doing, when you see there's a need, you act on it instead of waiting for somebody else. Thus is how Success Women's Conference was developed.
Right.
Success Women's Conference came about because for at least 10 plus years, women were like, we need a conference. We need a conference. I mean, Kim, I even said in meetings that we had talked about the conference, all that stuff, and then nothing. Nobody did anything. And so my partner and I, we were like sending another branding meeting for me. And we started talking about the women in the community again. And once again, we were like, there needs to be a conference. So we looked at each other and it was like, well, why don't we just do it?
That's right.
And so we did. I was like, I was a feet first person. So look, let's just go in, just get it done. We're going to make it happen. It's like, I love it. Boom, let's get it done. The first year we had over 540 people in attendance, and it has grown every year. In 2019, our last in person was between 1,100, 1,500. I'm not sure those numbers, but last year virtually we had over 17,000. Wow. So you can see there is a need. And so when you respond to a need, you can actually, you don't know who really needs it, but somebody needs it, right?
That's right. So now let me ask you, because I'm big on I like to plan, but I like to do. So I'm the doer of the planning process. It's like, okay, I get it. We have to plan, but to keep planning and planning and planning and planning and planning and get stuck in planning, that is like almost like it's a pet peeve. I'm like, oh my goodness, can we get beyond just the planning process?
Yes.
Talk to us about how people that are stuck in the planning process could get to where you are in the doing process.
Well, first of all, so I'm like you, I'm the doer. So I really, I've had to cut back and say, let's plan this out. So one of the things, earlier this year, we did Woman on Fire, which was a conference for success. And I do have to say that still had that similarity of feet first as far as how I do stuff. That being said, it was about taking your time each year to plan out what your year looks like. Right. So we wanted to bring speakers that would help people jumpstart 2021, right? And that for me in 2019, God had me sit down after that conference and look at my next year. Now, I didn't know it was going to have COVID in it, but when he tell you to do something, you going to do it or he going to help you, right?
He going to help you do it one way or the other. It's still done.
And so I sat down and I started writing out. He gave me the idea of doing a conference and going back to focusing on my gifting, putting conferences together that I'm in charge. And let's face it, being the final word is always a great thing, right? Yeah. And that being said, I actually just sat out and went back and wrote out my needs, what I wanted to see, where I wanted to happen, and all of that. Now, of course, all that got altered because I was planning to have it in New Orleans. And let's face it, New Orleans was one of the first ones hit. And so it caused me to do a lot of jumping through the loops. That being said, because I did that, I was able to see and create Level Up Virtual Summit, and
Good.
then create the Power Up. And even though I had to move it a lot, I still was able to make it happen. And then to be able to create what I now do is book anthologies. So that was the first time, and I was like, Lord, I don't know why you got me doing booking. I don't even care to write. I write when I have to write, right? So
Right.
why book anthology? But he
Wow.
put the right person in my path, and he kicked me until I got it done. That being said, it made me realize when you take your time
That's right.
and you just start to write out the things you want to do. When you do that, you'll get the information to start seeing where the holes are.
Yes.
And when you start seeing those holes, you're like, well, who do I bring to the table that can help me cover these holes, right? And I always tell people, when you're planning events, it's not your family and friends that you're looking to bring to the table,
Right.
because they're going to be there for you if they're your real support anyway.
That's
You
right.
got to bring people with the talents and gifts to pull off that
The event.
right? So
I
you
love
need to look and say, well, who's from the creative side that I can hire to do this creative side? And
Right.
then you got to look at it and say, okay, how am I going to get the money to pull this off? Because I'm telling y'all, no more big parties. We done with the parties. So all y'all people that thinking, well, the budget is going to be what I can afford. Well, that's just the wrong answer. I'm sure men are sick and tired of us women planning stuff that they got to pay for too, right?
Yeah, like, okay, this is not what I'm planning to come out of my pocket for. Who said this was the event I wanted to do?
Exactly. And because they looking behind like, so when am I going to make the money? So the bottom line is, you want to bring people to the table, such as a creative who can help you build your website, who can help you need a person to help with graphics. Now, I can tell y'all from the events I build, these are typically not the same two people.
Right.
That person with the website can go back and help you with the graphics, but most of the time there's other stuff that they're doing as well. And
Well,
then
let me show. I know I'm interrupting you for a second, but I want to show something, because I went and was doing a quick search here on some of the graphics, and look at all of these graphics when it comes to some of the events that Kearn has planned. Here, look, I'll just show you, right? And you can Google this, but it's hundreds of look at all these graphics that pop up. when you Woman on Fire, I typed in Woman on Fire Kearn Cherry, and all of these graphics come up. So she is not for a shortage of any level of graphics when it comes to being able to promote events. The whole page in the Google search. So search engine optimization is all about Kearn Cherry. All about Kearn Cherry when you type this in Google. This is amazing. And these are beautiful flyers and beautiful imagery. So I just wanted to acknowledge that for a moment. Okay, go ahead.
And I want to say, really, with graphics, I tell people all the time, you probably need to look at bringing a couple people to the table, because if you're doing a production, one can get tied down. These people have businesses, so they're not just working on your stuff. And so it's smart to say, well, maybe I need to have a couple people,
right?
So I can form it out to different one. Okay, I've already given her this, and I need this over here. So let me get him to do this. And, that helps you. There are people that actually have groups, do a disc group fee for creating graphics and stuff. So, do your research, bring people to the team that are really good. And if y'all saw my Woman on Fire graphic, that was a team that did that. Look, I'm still on fire about that graphics, right? And then, and you get to see some new ones coming out for Level Up, as my one of my creators, Shadaria Allison, is amazing.
Wow,
she's just amazing. So you're going to see some moving graphics come out on our speakers as well. That being said, those are people critical. But other people that are really critical is your sponsor people, because those people know how to hear that word no until you get a yes, right? And you got to have those people on board. And then you got to have those people that tell you no, because you need to know when you are out of budget, when you are not doing things that are affordable.
That's
because
right.
you just can't keep having these big old parties. I say this because it doesn't make sense that people want to put on something. And yes, it feels good in the moment, and you're feeling like you're helping people because you are. But at the end of the day, how are you going to produce your next event if you just spend it all out your pocket?
That's really good. Really good.
Yeah. So those are just some of the things. But I mentioned earlier the budget. You know, sitting down when you're writing those ideas out, you need to make sure that you write down what you need to have, and what you need to have, what you want to have, you know, your dream items, right? And put those in order of importance, and know that marketing dollars are not optional.
Marketing dollars have to be included in the budget.
That might be number one. And instead of the keynote being number one, the marketing dollars might need to be number one, because I think people take for granted that if I put a flyer out there, I don't care how pretty it is, that it's just going to boom. Things are going to fall out the sky. You really need to put some dollars behind what you're doing.
Right. Right. Okay. So marketing dollars are not optional. And this is all information that you're hearing right here from Kearn Cherry today on the Kim Jacobs Show about how to level up your events. She has a level up conference coming up, and Women's Summit and Success Women's Conference and all kinds of conferences that we're going to be talking about throughout this 1 hour. But I do want you to know that these are tips that you can apply to your business as well. If you have some specific questions, I'm going to give you a few seconds just to go ahead and write those questions down. And then we're going to go to some of the studio audience questions to give Kearn a chance to answer your specific questions pertaining to your events. Okay, everybody, here's how you can stay connected with the Kim Jacobs Show. All right, everyone, we're back and we're with Kearn Cherry. Remember, she said that marketing dollars are not optional. You have to make sure that you incorporate that into your budget. So let's go to some of the studio audience comments. I see you, Paula. You said good morning. How are you today? And any questions that come in that you want to address, feel free, Kearn, okay? Because people.
All right.
Oh, she said, well, I can't wait for this.
Yes. Paula is the she butter queen. Yes, if you hadn't bought her stuff, I'm going to put a plug. That stuff is awesome. When I buy it, my husband uses it all up. So I don't even get a chance to get it.
I see you guys tagging some people. Thank you so much, Paula. Thank you, Jill Hunter. Everybody that's coming into the studio, Cherico, hello to you. Cherno, how are you? Hey, Kim Jacobs. Yes, how are you, Cherno? It's a pleasure to have you on. Top of the morning, beautiful ladies. Love me some Kearn Cherry, Sean.
Hey, Sean. That's one of my speakers and good friend, and my co-author in Trailblazers Who Lead One and Make It Happen.
All right. All right. Good morning, Courtney. Good morning.
Hey, Courtney. How you doing? Oh, well, you know that's Dr. Jerry.
Dr. Jerry. Everybody has Dr. Jerry's tribe, because Kearn is a part of Dr. Jerry's tribe.
Yes. She's she's on the Level Up team. That's the brand ambassador, the sergeant that runs everything.
We love Dr. Jerry. Yes. Sometimes to just make it happen, you have to just make it happen, is what she's saying. Shared with my tribe and AOE group. Thank you so much, Dr. Jerry. I heard a phenomenal interview that you did with Pastor Henderson, and he interviewed you. Both of you are visionaries. It was an incredible interview on a podcast that I listened to recently, and it was thoroughly enlightening and enjoyable interview. So thank you so much for sharing that with me.
Yes.
Good morning, Andrea. She's one of our faithful viewers. And you know what? I do want to take a second to just say, anytime you have someone that comes into the studio audience faithfully and take a moment to comment, I just really appreciate that on behalf of the Kim Jacobs Show staff team. We appreciate you all. Without you, trust me, the show couldn't be what it is. So thank you. And I encourage you to subscribe to, and I know you already subscribed, Andrea, but everyone subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. Turn your notification bell to all over there where you can personalize it and cut it to all. And it's free to do that. Somebody said, and that's my mom's age category. She was like, well, how much does it cost to subscribe? I said, it's free. It's on YouTube. So I got to make sure I say that YouTube is free to subscribe. Okay. All right. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Building with people is key. How important is it to build with other people? And I know you've already addressed this some, but I like to tap
collaboration is essential. So one of the fastest way I tell people to build your brand and to get your visibility, because everybody knows I'm about visibility. And that being said, one of the fastest way to do it is doing events, and through that you can form collaborations at a faster pace, right? Because it takes a real tribe and a collaborative effort in order to put something of any size together and it be successful. So I often tell people, start there and then also look to collaborate with other people. It is so wonderful to not have to be in the room, but you're being talked about anyway. Think about this. When you're forming a collaboration, and these are some of the things you need to look at when you're collaborating with somebody, because collaboration is a relationship. When you collaborate with somebody, it's specifically in events, you're going to save money, because guess what? You're now splitting it with another person, right? Then you're going to save time, because it's now you and them. And guess what? Their team and your team are splitting the efforts, right? In addition to that, you're increasing you're doubling your visibility. You're increasing your contacts, because now their contacts are your contacts. So when I say all of that, I also want you to think about all the other things that impact and why you need to make sure you look at who you're collaborating to.
Right.
So don't just jump in there feet first, because this can this can come back to bite you later if you don't. So I tell people this: your collaborative person needs to have a high EQ. They need to be self-aware. They need to be self-motivated. They need to be empathetic, because they'll understand when there are issues that are going on with you, right? And then they bring stuff to the table. You're sharing intelligence. You are bringing, typically in a collaboration, let's face it, we're all not built the same.
No.
So what my gifting is probably different from that other person's gifting. I know it is, because we all have our own gifting. So you're able to bring those gifts to the table. And I'm not great at technology. I just collaborated with somebody who is great at technology. Right. So look at that, and don't be afraid to collaborate. That's the other thing I want to encourage you. Stop worrying about somebody else getting theirs before you get yours.
I have such a challenge with people that don't like celebrating other people and pushing them and sharing in the excitement. Just God blesses everybody with gifts and talents. So don't we want everyone to use their gifts and talents? And then it's more than enough room in society for us to all be blessed. So why I don't even understand nor embrace the philosophy that if I share this with them, this intel, then that's going to put me lower on the food chain type of thing. What? No, if I share this with them, they're going to use whatever gift God gave them to be able to expose that talent and gift and that story that has to get out to the world. Other than that, you're stifling each other, right?
Yeah.
I love celebrating people. I love celebrating.
You must celebrate others. You must bring others into the fold. You have to actually be able to work with other people. So women, we always complaining about men, but really and truly, we need to look within, because it's women that's pulling each other down.
And why?
Because it's the old mindset of if it's more than one or two of us in the room, they may get that opportunity than before I do. Think about the mentality of there's a job, there's all these men at the top of the ceiling, right? And everybody's talking about, you need to get women, you need to bring some women. So instead of the women working together to say, well, one of us is going to get there, right? So we're going to work together. And we're
somebody going to get there.
Till the other person get there. That ain't how they do it. They're like, I'm going to climb, I'm going to claw, I'm going to scratch eyeballs out. And the only person that needs to win is me. And I'm like, and how does it feel to be all up there by yourself? And when you decide to fall, guess what? It's a long fall to the bottom by yourself.
Well, so many comments are coming in about that. So let's take a moment to address some of those. Tell it. It's the truth, is what Mavis says. I mean, and look at this woman. Oh my gosh, look how gorgeous she is.
Yes, gorgeous. Mavis is a beautiful lady. One of my other trailblazers.
Oh, yeah, I've seen Mavis. Mavis Cray. Yeah. Hey.
Yes.
She's beautiful. She's one of the authors. Yes.
Yes.
I had her before. Yes.
Mavis, I can tell you right now, my trailblazers, those authors are doing it. You hear me?
They doing it. They are
taking the visibility thing and took it by the horns, and they are taking it to the next level. And you know what's great, Kim?
What?
Is that they have formed their own collaborations from Trailblazers One. That group has formed so many separate collaborations, and you have some doing their own book anthologies. Many are speaking on stages now. Many have started other businesses. They're just doing that thing and creating their own podcast, their own show, their own TV. They're doing so much. One of them, Abima Martin, shout out to her. She just got featured in Black Enterprise, girl, Black Enterprise. I'm like, let me celebrate that for you. Let me celebrate
congratulations. Congratulations.
Yes. Wow. I'm just watching them and they're like, I get it. And so that's what I tell people my anthologies are about. So I know people get caught up in, you ain't got to get my story out. Don't worry, you're going to be a #1 best-selling author if you with me. That's what I say, because God got us, right? God has us. And that being said, I'm going to make sure that other people know that you are part of an anthology that's going to be #1.
Yes.
Hello. So, and I go my other one, Judy Ambrosia James. Oh my God, I love Miss Judy and her story. She is just amazing. She's a Make It Happen author as well. Y'all, I'm telling you, they are doing it. And Judy, what amazes me about her story is that she had a massive, not just a regular stroke, but a massive stroke. In her at 50. And Judy, even after all that, Judy is now, she has her own business online. Think about how many of us don't have our online store. We don't have our online clothing. This woman has bounced back, and she often makes a comment. And I know I'm not saying it correctly, but if you talks about her smile. If you don't like your smile, borrow mine. And so I'm like, hello, wow. Look, she's smiling through all the adversity. So you just can't help but to to celebrate people like that. You can't help but to
Yeah, that's
celebrate.
right. Yes,
You
so
know?
we celebrate you today, Judy. So
Yes,
praise
yes,
God that God continue to shine his light through you, and you're here for a reason, to be able to share your story and your gift with the world. So we're excited that you're on today. Very excited. Okay, let's see some
yes,
more people that are on. Mavis said, my Walk Past Hell book is going to change lives. Dr. Yolanda
yes,
is the spearheader of that, and that comes out in late April. They
yes,
have 30 authors that's a part of
yes,
My Walk
yes.
Past
I'm
Hell.
part of that. I'm loving it.
I
I
love
love it.
it. Let me put that image up. I'm able to put it up now with Dr. Jerry's permission.
Yes.
That's the actual
Woo.
cover. And tell us what we're seeing, Maeve. Tell us what we're seeing, Kearn.
Oh, look, y'all, let me tell y'all something. This is a #1 bestseller. Don't you get chills just seeing these women have been through so much, y'all. These powerful stories. I'm just honored to be amongst those women that are sharing some of the things that they have had to go through, but yet through all of that, but God, they are all successfully moving forward, but they're sharing their story so that you don't have to go through what they went through. And if you are going through it, so that you know that there's still life on the other side. So, I mean, to hear some of these stories that these ladies have talked about, not just about domestic violence. One lady talks about how she was giving up and just found her, I think it was Crystal, found out who she was just a few years ago. I mean, this woman ain't 12. She's in her 40s, I'm sure.
Wow.
I'm like, really? Really? So when I hear these stories, and then the teen mom stories, you know, a lot of people forget how hard it is to be a teenage mom, and your mom isn't ready for that, right? Because that wasn't in the plans. And so for people to share these stories and help others and let them know you're not alone. You don't have to feel like you're in this by yourself. You are not just the only person who's gone through this or is going through this. There are women that have, and they're here to show you that you can be a survivor too. So I encourage, because so many people are depressed. So many people are going through things right now. And so you need to know, no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, God still has a plan for your life.
You better believe it. You better believe it. Well, today's episode is sponsored by Snow Legal Group. If you have not reached out to Snow Legal Group, do yourself a favor and go ahead and give them a call. They're willing, especially if you say that you saw them heard about them on the Kim Jacobs show. They're willing to answer a few questions for you. And a lot of times, you know, there's this major consultation fee. But attorney Kenneth D. Snow has said, hey, if you say you heard about us on the Kim Jacobs show, you can get a question answered. 704-358-0026. Again, 704-358-0026, and let them know that the Kim Jacobs show did send you to them. Yeah, don't just call and be like, I have a question. They're gonna be like, this your consultation fee. So you definitely want to go ahead and say that the Kim Jacobs show sent you. You might get that question answered. Let's learn more about attorney Kenneth D. Snow and some of the things they take care of.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everyone, we are back here on the Kim Jacobs show, and I'm so excited to have Kearn Cherry in the studio with us today. I see lots of questions that came in, so I want to make sure we get a chance to answer some of your specific questions, and I have to go back and find them, but there are a lot, which is a good thing. So let's just go back. We'll go back a little bit further. Marketing is key. And Dr. Jerry's tribe. Yes, everybody. My mom said, yes, Yolanda Jerry tribe. She done changed the whole thing. Yes, Dr. Jerry's tribe. Hashtag something with Yolanda Jerry. And way to go, mommy.
Yes.
Ladies, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes.
And then
Loving
some of
it,
the
Phil.
studios, talking to some of the other studio members.
Yes, Felicia is one of my Make It Happen authors. Kim, that was another book. A lot of people, as I said, with Trailblazers Who Lead Too, God kind of kicked me into doing that anthology and making me realize that the anthology was never about me in the first place. Because sometimes I can be a little stubborn, and so
I can't imagine that, Kearn.
just a little bit, right? And so then comes Make It Happen, which the title I've probably had in my, it was even on the list when I was doing Trailblazers, but I probably have had that title for about 15, 16 years sitting around, just thinking I would like to use that. And so that being said, I launched it. I went ahead and said, okay, this is my next anthology. And I had Jonathan Haynes, which many of y'all might know now because he's done a lot of interviews since we've been doing this book anthology. And he shares his story about how he tried to commit suicide 3 times. And so he shares that. But he was the first one to sign on. And then things just sat there. But God always knows what's best for us,
yes,
right?
He does. Yeah.
And so I was sitting one morning and I was like, well, Lord, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Did I pick the wrong title? And God, let me tell y'all something. When you can ask him out loud,
yes,
and you can say it in your head because God hears you regardless, right?
Here's our thought.
And I'm sitting there with my phone and I'm just so happy on Facebook. Most people know I'm horrible in the morning sometimes, right? And so therefore I'm sitting there, Facebook, and here comes the statement, and he shall make it happen. Isaiah 60:22. I said, Lord, is that hold on a minute. Let me go Google this, right? So I'm Googling, Kim, and it's all over the place, all kind of flyers made for it, everything. And I was like, and it says, and he shall make it happen. Isaiah 60:22. I said, okay, God, I got you. And he just started sending me people.
That's good.
And I tell people, sometimes we doubt. We even doubt what God has told us to do. But when you walk in that faith, and I often say we talk faith and we don't walk it. We just sit there and talk about it. When you walk in that faith, honey, God will open the doors. As I've often said, Proverbs 18:16 basically says, I'm paraphrasing, if you walk in your gifts, the world will make room for you. If you work your gifts, God, you're going to make money. That's what that scripture is saying, because God has given you gifts from the beginning, but most people we sit on it. Yeah. And you know what? We allow others to force us to sit on it too.
That's insane.
That's
insane, because we know that what happened when the whole master was traveling through in the parable of the talents. When he came back to check things out, he was disappointed with the one that had the one gift and buried it, and gave it to the one that had 5 that doubled it. So the expectation is for us to do the work. We have to do the work.
It's a parable, right, Kim? Right. It's a parable. So if it's a parable, who is it for?
It's for us.
It's for us. And if that master was so angry that he cast that servant out into the darkness, what do you think God got planned for you if you keep sitting on his gifts?
Les Brown said, and I quote it all the time because I'm going to go to my grave with it. When I can tell everybody and this can be a clip you can cut and paste, if whenever I pass away, because we all going to pass away at some point, right? We all going to pass away. Yeah. So we know that. Yeah. So when I pass away, know that I lived full and I died empty. That's Les Brown saying that all the time. I do not want my gifts and my talents to go to the grave with me. So I am not going to leave any stone unturned, Kearn. None.
No.
Everything that God told me he wants me to do, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And some of it's going to look like a flop. Some of it's going to be, oh, everybody, what does she think she doing? I don't care. If somebody want to laugh at me. It's all good.
What's wrong with a flop? Let's point that out. The flops. How many successful people have failed their way to billions, right? Let's go with the man KFC. Hello, that man was not young when he became first of all, a millionaire. I'm sure in that time would be a billionaire then.
Right.
Let's talk about the Chick-fil-A man. That man wasn't young when he came into rolling into that money.
Starbucks. Imagine Starbucks.
Exactly. And using what I tell people all the time. Here's the difference between you and that billionaire. You know what that billionaire did? First of all, they didn't wait. They didn't overanalyze. They didn't overthink it. They rolled with it. And I'm using people like Oprah, Steve Jobs, what's his name? Jeff Bezos,
or something.
All those people. You know what they realized at a young age? Is that they realized what their gifts were.
That's right. Elon Musk, all of these people, they use their gifts.
They used their gifts. They did not sit around and say, well, I know I have the gifts and talents on that. I'm going to just wait till the right time. They're like, look, this right is the gift I have. Let me go ahead and see what I can do with this. And I'm going to tinker around till I make something. Most of these people will tell you, I'm not saying they all started from poor, but we know Oprah did. And Oprah found that her voice, she had a purpose. She had a voice.
And it changed the world. Her voice changed the world. Oprah's voice changed the world. And that's an important gift that she's been using. And it's helped so many people. It's paved the way for so many people,
Right. And there are so many people that are millionaires and billionaires. They're walking in their gifts. And so that's what's really happening. And they're not sitting on it. And even some of them who had jobs, many of them will tell you, yeah, I was working another job, but in the evening I would come home and I would do this, that, and this. Yes, they're doing that. Why? Because they know that their gifts has something for them.
That's right.
They know that their gifts allows them to work and not feel like they're working. You hear football players say all the time, if they would just let me go play on the field, you don't have to pay me nothing. I love what I do.
Right.
Right. It's their gifts.
It's the gift.
It's the gift. So figure out what that is. You don't know what your gift is. I often tell people, ask God. He'll sure tell you.
He sure will. And so will your friends. Your friends will come and tell you some things and ask you advice. And that's going to help you identify what your gifts are too. Things that people are seeking advice from you about, believe it or not, that's probably your gift or something that's nagging down on the inside of your spirit. I wrote a book called Extreme Balance Makeover. And in that book, I talk about how you can identify how to reinvent yourself and how to reestablish yourself. And so those are some things that I talk about in that book. But people help you understand what some of your gifts are if you don't know. Rosalind said, I need my children and my children's children to see me, someone they can touch and hear or not, to know God still does great things in the lives of ordinary, everyday people. Yes, Lord, Rosalind.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, Rosalind, if you have not been a part of the Mother Dreamer movement, I started a Mother Dreamer movement. Make sure you guys go over and like the regular page, Mother Dreamer movement. And Shannon, type that for me. And then I'll invite you to the private page because it's a group of mothers that have goals and dreams. And we work together to identify how we can help those goals and dreams become a reality. So, Kearn, I'd love for you all, any of you, to be a part of the Mother Dreamer.
See, I'll be getting that link from you.
All right. So KearnCherry, KearnCherry.com. Tell us what they can find there at KearnCherry.com.
So you can find all pretty much all the things that I do. I have a Level Up Summit, Level Up Virtual Summit, which will be April the 16th through the 18th. April 16th through the 18th.
Pull that up.
Yes, we're going to have. Yes, we got some fabulous speakers that will be headlining everything. Of course, we have Dr. Cheryl Wood. Dr. Cheryl Wood and I have worked together since 2017. And then we also have none other than Dr. Sanja Striblin. And if you don't know these two bad sisters, you must be under a rock. But I'm just gonna say, you'll be able to see all our stuff on the Level Up Power Up Facebook page as well. I'm sure Dr. Jerry would be glad to drop that in for you as well. In addition to that, we also have coming up in mid-July will be the Power Up Virtual Summit. So we're going to take it up just a little extra notch in mid-July as we bring more speakers. Yeah, we'll average around 80 to 100 speakers for Level Up. And then we're going to take it up a whole nother gear for Power Up Summit as well. And so I love doing conferences, y'all. I love doing
it. Tell, man.
And Success will be back around in September. Our dates, as we have it, is the 13th through the 19th. So look for that conference also to be back out. Last year we had Les Brown. Did I say we had Les Brown?
Les Brown, you know he is near and dear to my heart. I love Les Brown. He's like a spiritual father to me. And he's my daughter's godfather and my son's godfather. So we love Les Brown in this house.
Kim, I have adult children and they don't listen to a whole lot. You know, Mom, what you doing now? Okay, what show you on? All that great stuff. So when Les Brown came into the Zoom live, I texted him. I said, Les Brown is on Success. Where's the link? I'm like, okay. Next thing I know, Kim, I'm sitting there. We're talking, me and the directors, to Les Brown, and all my kids are tuned in. My son in California, my daughter in DC, my other one in Jackson, Mississippi. They all were online for Les Brown. And so the power, what I love about Les Brown, Kim, is his ability to stay relevant and his desire to stay relevant and to touch these younger generations. I feel like I grew up with Les Brown, right?
Right.
This new generation has attached themselves to Les Brown, and I'm like, dude, they may be more faithful than my generation the way it's going.
They love him just as much as we do, huh?
I know. And look, to watch these men, him and Dr. George C. Frazier in Clubhouse, y'all. And yes, you know I was going to eventually mention Clubhouse, right?
Right.
But everybody knows I love Clubhouse. I love being in Clubhouse. And so, but to watch them, to stay relevant by being in there says a whole lot. So I tell people all the time, if they're there, why aren't you there?
That's right.
Why aren't you there making sure that your brand, that your vision, your gifts are being seen?
That's the point.
You have to take advantage of creating opportunities for yourself. That being said, I like to create events. So I will be doing a Woman's Day event next week inside a Clubhouse. So
when is that, what day?
Yes, that will be next Wednesday. Women's, we got to finish off Women History Month strong. So we got to go ahead and go up in Clubhouse and celebrate the women together. So I will definitely be doing a Clubhouse event. Look at my K Connections is where my club is.
K Connections. So K Connections.
That's KK Connection. Well, K.
And got it back here. So let me pull that up.
Right. So
KK Connections.
Right. 2 Ks.
Okay.
Yeah. So go join me on Clubhouse. Join me and follow me on Facebook on the same page as well, as we'll make sure we're announcing and growing that tribe as well. I want to make sure that people understand, yes, I'm about visibility and I'm about helping other people get visibility as well. So you'll see me creating things so that I can bring other people to the stage.
I love it. I love it.
Bring people to the stage, and books are a stage. So don't forget that books are a stage as well. So make sure if you're not in a book, if you have not written your own book, and I tell people all the time, go ahead and write a chapter. Most
Chapter
of
is
us
a good
have
start.
40 chapters, right, kid? 40 chapters in that you can share in different books. So I just encourage you to
That's
go
right.
be a part of an anthology. I have a new
Wow.
one coming.
You have what coming?
I have a new anthology.
Okay. What is it?
Trailblazers Who Lead Too.
Two. That's what I was gonna say. I got it. Trailblazers Who Lead Too is coming out. When is that coming?
So I am going to I'm announcing it in April, but you'll see more about it at the conference Level Up as well. I'm looking for 30 authors as we start to wrap down. Make It Happen will have its #1 best-selling campaign in April, but we will also announce for new authors for Trailblazers at the Level Up conference as well. So you want to be a part of something. I always say, I try to make it amazing. I work to make it an amazing experience for everybody that's a part.
You do. You are amazing. So you're so chill over there and, nice and relaxed type of thing, but you are a make it happen, butts in the seats queen. And I really would like for you to also speak to the fact that you don't have to be so young to be able to make some things happen, because I'm 50, so I can only talk for myself. I don't know what your age is, but
I'll be 56 in May.
Get out of here. I would not see. I wouldn't have thought that. So that's why I never yell an age out. I thought you were like maybe 51 or 52, but I wasn't sure. But wow. Tell us about being up in age a little bit, 50 plus, and still making it happen.
Oh, I love this question because Dr. Frazier started talking about the part where we are in life, right?
Right.
And him and Les Brown are both 75. And so there's and you can Google this. There's a saying right now that you're in your prime at 70 now, right? So for many years we always said you're in your primes in your 40. So you think it's all downhill from there, but no, life is a cycle. And most of the time, we don't realize we're so busy trying to claw and get stuff in our 40s and 50s, we thinking we're going to miss something. But this is what he said. He said, in your 60, you're just getting started. That means in our 50s, we ain't even begun, right? Yeah. He said, in your 70s, you're in your prime. And when you're at your 80, you're at your best. And I had to think about that. Wow. I said, he's got something there, because our presidents have just come in and they're showing you that you can still be successful and be highly functional at 80. Now, if they wasn't holding that top job that they're holding, because let's face it, Kim, that's a highly stressful job. And I don't know how anybody's brain can really deal with all the stress that comes with that job. Right. But they're showing that these men are in their late 70s, 80s, and they're highly functional, leading the world. So it proves the point of what he said. And so I'm like, okay, so I'm 70 and I'm prime, and I'm 60, I'm just getting started. Well, hey, I'm just a little baby over here in my 50s. That's right, me too, technically. So y'all don't know what's getting ready to come with Kim and Kearn. We just getting started. Yes. Okay, let me go to some more studio audience comments. Let's see. Okay, Courtney is putting a star right. It's never too late to start. I gotta go. Level Up summer recordings to do. Have a blessed rest of the day, everyone. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yeah. Okay, let's see what some other things has been said. Here's your Facebook contact information. You can follow KearnCherry on Facebook at K Connections. Look, and so Kim, all of them are babies on the line. Think about it. They're young. I'm like, y'all are really spring little chickens. Yeah. Based off of what Dr. Frazier said. So I'm like, y'all actually are getting a head start So to watch some of them doing what they're doing in their
Right.
30s and 40s, I'm like, oh my God, y'all just, if you're not millionaires by the time you hit 60s, I'm going to be wondering what's going on here, because
Wow.
they're doing so many amazing things. I watched Dr. Jerry, and Dr. Jerry's just amazing. I'm like, girl, you just got all kind of talents. I talk about her.
Yes.
And Rita is my behind the scene person who's always doing amazing things. And Dr. Shadaria Allison, who's really just truly gifted. I'm like, how have you already been published 11 times already? And she's young. I don't even think she's 40 yet. She might be, who knows? I don't know. But just saying, the point is that they're doing all these amazing things, and then you put them in a situation with what Dr. Frazier is saying. They're ahead of the game. They're
Yes.
far ahead of where I was, right? So hats off to all the women that are coming up, and I tell people all the time, pull others with you.
That's right.
Just don't pull one, pull a tribe with you. That's how you come up. If you're wondering, how do we catch men? We got to pull up more than 1 or 2 people at a time.
Wow.
You got to pull a tribe with you.
That's
You
good.
got to make a conscious effort of pulling up many people with you. And so that's what I do. That's my platforms. Those are the reasons why I connect and collaborate with others. And yes, I collaborate with men and women because it takes both genders to make a whole, right?
Yeah.
And so you'll see that at Level Up. Level Up is for men and women. So it's Power Up. And I tell people, I already have success. It's all about women. That's what we do. Yes, we have men speakers coming there too. But Level Up and Power Up is for both, because guess what? We're in a time where everybody needs to level up. We need to take advantage of this God-given time. I don't care what you say. We're in a God-given time where we have extra time to level up our game, to level up our business, to level up our health, our life. You have your finances. You want to be at this conference so you can learn how to level up all parts of your life, especially your money. So
Wow.
if you're not there, all I can say, you're going to miss out. And if you can't make it, make sure you get the power up, because we're going straight into the same thing. We got to power it up.
Well, I plan on being at both, so make
Yes.
sure that you and I have every detail, because I want to be at all of the conferences you're doing. Period.
Yes.
Exclamation point, because I want to collaborate. I also wanted to just mention my brother, Courtney Jacobs, who you've seen him comment a lot today. He has a Courtney Wellness Companion program, and right now I think it's like for less than $5. I think it's like $4 and something a month. He gives access to all of this type of exclusive. He has cook, he has a chef, he has an exercise person, he has somebody that deals with mental, all kind of stuff. You name it. It's like a whole community over there. And it is so well put together. He's lost about 90 pounds or so, no surgery. And he keeps it off, does daily physical routines and stuff that he shares. Like if you have a watermelon, how to weight lift with the watermelon and then bust it open and eat it. Anyway, he does all kind of creative stuff over there.
Wow.
I just want to give a shout out to my brother. He's so supportive and always on here. And he's on one of our experts on Friday here on Freestyle Fridays when we go live as well. So I just wanted to let everybody know that. All right. Kearn, this is going to be off the chain, y'all. This is going to be an incredible conference coming up. Let me make sure I pull this information back up. You can stay connected with Kearn at K Connection. Is this right? K Connections?
Yes. You hit it on the, yes.
Okay, K
Yes.
Connections on Clubhouse. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday for sure, because she's going to be going live on Clubhouse to close out Women's History Month. And I'll definitely do everything I can to be possible and present on that. Please ping me or whatever you have to do.
Yes.
Kim Jacobs, somebody said, Kim Jacobs, thank you for another confirmation. I turned 56 March 9th and thought I'm too old now and don't have a big story. But Esther, For such a time as this, I'm so glad God still uses us all. Yes,
Yes.
millionaires in the making, Mavis.
Yes, yes. Say
That's how
it
you do.
again, Mavis. Millionaires in the making. That's what I'm talking about.
I used to do a seminar because I was working my corporate job
Yeah.
and working all day, traveling the country, working 5 states. And then when I got done, I would start working with Les Brown. I traveled the country with him, and we taught people how to start and succeed in the seminar business, how to use your voice to share your story. And
Yeah.
so I was like, how am I doing all of this? But then I started a seminar called Millionaires Are Made at Midnight, baby, because at the end of the day, it's when we're after our work hours, many of us, that we're able to devote the time to our dreams and our goals. So don't be discouraged if you're working in the midnight hour to be able to do something God gifted you to do. Millionaires are made at midnight. That's a Kim Jacobs quote.
Right.
Type that, Shannon. Put one of my quotes for once. Kim Jacobs said that. Millionaires are made at midnight, baby.
I love it. And you know why I love that? Because right now we're in a situation, Kim, where everything is going global, right? You've been forced to be in the global market. Most of us have been swimming in the pond. We've been sitting over worried about all the local people.
That's right.
And now, thanks to this pandemic we're in, we're all being forced into the global World Wide Web, right?
Yes, yes.
And so what do you need to be doing? You need to be figuring out what business you gonna do that can be online. That's
right.
what you need to do. So when you're coming home and you're tired, look, put in a couple of hours and create your own. Create your own door to opportunity. It's time for everybody to level up and create your own door to opportunity. If you already have a business, I challenge you to create another stream of income. Now, it doesn't mean you have to create a whole nother business, but you should have up to 7 streams of income. Find a way not to be dependent on the system, and find a way to use that gift that lies inside of you. And there are many gifts. We don't have just one. We have several.
I want to make sure I say this point too, that Cynthia says she turned 58 and she was given 6 months to live over 10 years ago.
Oh my God. What a, look at God. He just lets you know. Nobody tells you your time.
Only God.
He knows your time. Yes. Midnight millionaires made.
Yeah, y'all can hashtag that. Millionaires are made at midnight. And I talked about 3 E's: energy, effort, and extra mile. That's what I talked about in that. So maybe I need to talk more about that sometimes. I hadn't talked about it in a few years, but I'll go back to talking about it every once in a while. What a gift. What a gift. Yolanda Jerry just registered for the program that you're talking about, Courtney says. So lots of comments came in. I hope that I did the audience justice by putting some of these comments up. I did everything, failed their way to be in billionaires. Live full, die empty. Les Brown's quote. So true, so true. Live full, die empty. Lots of comments came in. I did my best to pull as many of them into this 1 hour time frame. And you guys are amazing. God is doing a new thing. Keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. There it is. There it is. Lots of people. Thank you all so much for chiming in. And I live by the fact that I want my audience comments to be shared. So I really hope that I got a chance to put as many of them in as I could. Kearn, if you would go back later and just look at some of the comments and address them, if you will, I appreciate it. And thank you all so much for being here today on Wonderful Testimony. This is awesome show. He has a plan for your life. Just got an honorary doctorate degree this weekend.
Oh my God. Congratulations,
Cynthia.
Yeah, congratulations.
Wow. Women's History Month. I wanted us this month, and Shannon, I commend you specifically for ensuring that we were able to celebrate so many women this month here on the Kim Jacobs Show by highlighting some of the gifts and the talents that you all bring to the universe, to the world. And so, Kearn, we're grateful that you came on today. Shannon is a part of my team with the Kim Jacobs Show. And I just want to say thank you, Shannon, publicly, because I know that you pulled a lot of these authors together for this month, and I don't take it for granted. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Okay. All right, everybody. That's it. Can't think of nothing else. I can't do no more right now in this 1 little hour, but hey, It's a lot. It's been an amazing show. Verified the commentary from the community. Thank you, Kim and Kern.
Thank you. Thank
Kern,
you.
any other comment? You know how you get ready to close out a show and
Oh,
you're like,
well,
dog, I should have said this one thing.
I will say this. You can find me. I can tell you right now, my favorite right now social media is Clubhouse. Meet me over in the club. And then also LinkedIn. If you're not there, you need to be there. Those are the top two. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram. Look, I'm on Snapchat, TikTok, Pinterest, you name it. I'm there. Okay. You're seeing all my Facebook sites. Go to my Level Up Power Up site. Join and follow and watch all the announcement of speakers that are going to be at Level Up. In addition to that, join the K Connections as well, both on Facebook and Clubhouse. I am always approachable. I dropped all my contacts. My website is KearnCherry.com. You can reach out to me there as well. So thank you, Kim, for having me. I just enjoyed myself on this show today.
I'm so glad you came on. Listen, everybody, make sure you stay connected. Kearn Cherry is the woman to know. You can follow her right on Facebook. Follow her with KK Connections on Clubhouse. And then everything that you need to know is right at KearnCherry.com. When you go there, you're going to learn everything you need to know about this powerful woman who will help you get butts in the seats. That's the queen that she is. And that's what she brings to the universe. Now, one thing I did not do that I have to make sure I take a moment to do is let you guys know that today's episode is also sponsored by attorney Charles Everidge, and he's with Hunter Everidge Law Firm. Now, they focus on Social Security disability, and they focus on, there's some really good stuff that they focus on as well. If you've been injured in a workplace situation, or if you've been, there's a family that passed away and due to an accident, you name it, you can reach out to them. They are in the Richmond, Virginia area and in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. 704-377-9157. Again, 704-377-9157. Let them know that Kim Jacobs Show is where you heard about them, and they'll be happy to address your issue, okay? And I'm going to just share a quick little video.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
All right, everyone. Well, that's today's episode here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I've put down below how you can support the show. In order for us to provide this daily original programming, we have to be able to have some level of online contributions. So thank you so much for all of you that do contribute to the Kim Jacobs Show. And for those of you that haven't, and Kern, thank you. You contributed as well. I just want to say a personal thank you.
Oh, no, I enjoy your show.
Thank you so much. I was like, Kern sent the Cash App over to the Kim Jacobs Show. I was like, look, that made me go back in the chair. What? Said, what? Thank you so much.
Yeah, and look, things don't function on free. I know everybody think, oh, it's free, but you know, it takes money to keep things going. And I'll often tell people support and get behind people, and don't be the person that says, well, I don't want to pay for something. Well, if you don't want to pay for nothing, why do you expect people to pay you? Right?
Right.
I often tell people that you're a coach. You're not willing to buy and pay for a coach, but you want somebody to pay you to coach them. Really? You got to have a balance. You got to have a balance. And trust me, it's a life lessons. All of us go there. All of us go through it. But at some point in your mind, you should realize you got to support others. Give. I always say give. Just look, give because you can. Don't give because you expect something in return. Give because you can. Bless somebody else. Take that. Put that in your note for the day. Wow. Bless somebody else today. And see, won't God return it without you even asking.
Well, bless Kearn Cherry by going to the Level Up conference that's coming up here in April, and
Which is free.
be one of the butts in the seats. Okay,
And it's free, y'all. You don't have to spend a dime. Just come on over.
that you know what? That's awesome. If you cannot afford to miss that conference because it's going to be life changing, and the joy that I already have just with you being a guest on the show. I can't imagine how tight my cheeks are going to be when I'm sitting in the seats at your conference. So I'm super excited and honored, and I can't wait to be in the seats. This butt will be in the seat at that conference. All right, everybody. Thank you all. Tomorrow is Freestyle Friday right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, which means that we have experts that come in. They'll be actually Courtney's one of them and his team. They're going to be sharing some health and wellness tips with us. We have several people tomorrow. I'm trying to remember Des is going to be on, and she's going to be showing us a property in Greensboro, North Carolina that she's been working on. We have Greg who's going to be on talking to us about some real estate tips. We need to know what's going on in this real estate market. So we have two experts that's going to be on tomorrow talking about that. Dr. Lysandra Hill is going to be on talking about credit and credit restoration. So I have a panel of experts that come on tomorrow. We talk about all kinds of topics, and I hope I didn't leave anybody out. But the point is, tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m., and I can promise you, you'll be happy that you did. And then we also talk about other trending things that maybe happen throughout the week as well, just to bring you up to speed with some of the latest and greatest news that's happened. So tune in tomorrow at 11. Kearn, thank you. Thank you for being my guest today. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, as we close out, if you're looking to have your own show and you want to know, how do I create my show from scratch, Kim? I offer an 8-week program. It's an online course that you work at your own pace, and you can go to kimjacobsconsulting.com to be able to learn more about the program. During that 8-week course, you'll identify a lot of different things, and I'll tell you what you're going to learn as we close out today's show. And then if you're also looking just to have online presentations as well, you can go there to learn more as well. Some people want one-on-one sessions, so we do offer 4 one-on-one crammed sessions to get everything that you'll learn in that 8-week session if you prefer that. Everybody have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard. Get your butts in the seats with KearnCherry.com. Hey everyone, I'm Kim Jacobs, and I'm so excited to go on this journey with you. You and I are going to have a great time as you go through this course on how to create your own online show from scratch. Everything that you need to know from A to Z, everything that I know anyway, I'm going to pour it into you. We're going to have a great time talking about what should your show even be called? Who's going to be your guest? How do you identify your target audience? How do you be able to get your studio audience engaged? What type of lighting should you use? All kinds of things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the different platforms that you should use. We're going on this journey together, so go ahead and grab your virtual